Thank you for watching Hack the File. I'm Michael Lopez, and on today's episode, we're going to be looking at my new school that I'm looking about opening up called the Cyber Defense Institute. Enjoy. So, welcome everybody. Today we're going to be talking about a project of mine that I've been working on for the last, I would say, 10 years. Um, I've been putting together curriculum, I've been putting together ideas, and it's kind of the reason why I started this channel too, is because I wanted to um, teach cybersecurity, but in a way that's more hands on, um, kind of like what I learned with my first degree in electrical engineering technology. So, I don't know if you know my history, but I started off with a 2-year associate's degree in electrical engineering technology, and it was from here in a degree from the College of Eastern Idaho and then Idaho State University. So I did half and half, right? And so what that program was, it was a hands-on technical program. I think it had a thousand hours of lab. So you can kind of guess where I'm going from here. So my channel, this channel that you guys are watching, is based off of hands-on lab, right? So everything we do is hands-on lab, and you guys get a taste of the books, the kind of books that I'm working out of, right? And they're just standard college level books, or just books that are just written by publishers, hackers, or people in the cyber defense industry. And so you guys know that I have a bachelor's degree in cyber operations and resilience, from Boise State University, and I'm almost done with my master's degree in the same field with the same degree. So it's a master's of cyber operation and resilience, and I think I'm at 20 credits right now, and 10 more credits and I'm done. But so what I want to do is what I've what I've already been doing for the last, like I said, for the last 10 years, is creating curriculum, and it's based off of my idea, the shadow net idea, where I have my students, or I have you guys. If you guys look at my Patreon, I have you guys set up the virtual environment first, and so that way it teaches you networking, practical networking, right? You're actually doing it, and then you're actually gonna set vulnerabilities or not set vulnerabilities in your environment, and then you're gonna hack them and defend them, right? So this is practical, hands-on learning, and so I've been developing that for a while, and I recently created the prototype for the shadow net idea, right? But that's only one area, so that would be in networking and penetration testing, or ethical hacking, or stuff like that, right? And then that's the back end hacking, and then what I'm doing is I'm creating more curriculum for the front end, so which is like web hacking and cross-site scripting and stuff like that, so techniques. And then it's studying from the books that I've studied over the years for that. So you know I have all the knowledge, and I have all the ideas on how to make it more practical. So what I'm going to do is, I've already applied for my LLC, and that's going to be coming probably by the end of the month. Um, and so my business is going to be called the Cyber Defense Institute. Okay, and then I chose something that like that because I didn't want to go ethical hacking or shadow net, something too scary, right? Because what I plan on doing is making this a workforce training program institute. So it's going to be a physical building that I've looked at, here in Idaho Falls. So if you guys are local to Idaho Falls, I should have this school up and running um, probably by the end of the year. That's going to take me a while, right? Because I've got to get the equipment, I've got to get loans and grants. And so what I plan on doing is making this workforce training. So specifically in cyber, and then my idea is going to be two program options. You can either go into you know ethical hacking and cyber defense, or you can get into risk management, right? And so one is more obviously more technical, and the other one is less technical, right? But you still have to understand the ins and outs of networking for one, and basic computer command line and Windows administration and Linux and all that. So what's cool about this program that I have an idea for the Cyber Defense Institute is that I'm going to be the head instructor. So I've been teaching for about 2 years now, and I've been teaching cybersecurity and electrical engineering technology. And I've built a lot of hands-on programs because what we're doing is we have to incorporate cybersecurity. So it's called OT, or physical cybersecurity, or operational technology, right? Either one. And and this is for industrial control systems and stuff. So what I've done already is I've created a hands-on approach to cybersecurity, right? And I have my students physically set up network segmentation and firewall rules and actual physical, for virtual and physical. So you get to learn cybersecurity from the hands-on point, right? So because everybody thinks that cybersecurity is it's so complicated or it's magic or something, but it's really not. You're basically setting in policies and procedures, or you're setting in physical barriers to protect your system, like network segmentation. And if you don't know what all this means, like I say, Google it. But you would learn it in the school, right? So that's my idea. We're learning from the basics up, right? And so my idea would be either in the morning or most likely in the night, 3 hours a week, 4 hour classes. So you get an hour of lecture and then 3 hours of lab, right? So it's heavy lab. And it's all, like I said, it's all hopefully going to be workforce training here local in Idaho Falls, to where if you're trying to better yourself, or you're trying to like you have a daytime job but you're sick of it and you're stuck in a rut, and you're like, you know what, I want to go learn something, and you've always been interested in the cyber cool stuff, cybersecurity, well, then my school is where you're going to learn that. But I'm going to teach you that, and then also we're going to have certification. So it's kind of like one of the days is going to be certification prep. So you're gonna get your CompTIA Security Plus, right? Or you're gonna we don't guarantee it. I'm not gonna guarantee it, but we're gonna help you get it. And the stuff you're gonna be learning is straight out of the prep guidebook, on top of the practical stuff. So after 3 months, you need to be able to you will be able to take the Security Plus first and foremost. That's your ground. And then with that, if you have experience, if you don't have experience, it makes you better on the job market when you're trying to do like customer service, entry IT, or something like that. Maybe you're doing troubleshooting IT or something. It's very, very entry level, but you will still have your cert. Then you'll be able to go on to your second phase, which is if you want to continue with the school and you want to do 6 months, then we train you in more, we go further and further. So then you're going to be building hardware and physical hardware, setting up topography and networking and all that stuff. And you're going to be troubleshooting networks, and you're going to be setting them up, admin rights, all that stuff, command line, just the basics, but you're going to master them, right, physically, and then you're going to be doing them on the computer. So that gives you practical skills. So then that one you should be able, or you need to be able to get your CompTIA Network Plus, right? So we're giving you hands-on training, hands-on lectures, and then you prove that you know what you're doing by passing your Network Plus, and this is all included in the price, right? So workforce, and then what's the beauty about it is workforce training will pay for it, right? Because they want people to go get jobs, and the fastest, more practical, cheapest way to get skills to get you an entry level job is through workforce training. Okay, so then if you like that and you're like, hey, great, then you get to pick either two directions from there, right? So this is something that I've put in a lot of thought and time into over the last decade. So from there, you can pick two options. You can pick the ethical hacking, which is basically just cyber defense. Um, I haven't come up with the technical word for it, but it's most likely going to be cyber defense. And then Pathway, which focuses more on what we do here on this channel, which is you're going but at that level, when you're almost 9 months in, you're going to be doing physical building networks, physically cracking into them. We're gonna go into all kinds of cool, practical hacking, and then you do like some website hacking and some prevention and cyber defense as well. So everything you learn how to hack something, how to break it, you're gonna do it with some real in the real situation, or real as we can get, and then but then you're gonna learn how to defend against it too. So you're gonna learn the defense part of it, so you can learn how to defend against it. So that's what's cyber defense. And that one is going to be really fun. That's more hands-on, technical. All right, you're using Burp Suite, Wireshark, command line galore, Windows PowerShell. You're using, just different OS systems, different techniques, different tools, different techniques, different tools, different ways. 1,000 ways to skin a cat. Then, or you can, if you're not interested in that, then you can go into the other path, which is cyber risk management. And so under cyber risk management is this umbrella. It's got risk assessments, risk quantification, and TPRM, third party risk management, and everything that falls under those umbrellas. But it's a total risk management package, risk and governance and compliance. So if it's still technical, because you have your foundation, you have your two certs, you have your networking certification, you have your security plus. So you have the technical, but you're specializing more in risk management and the total everything that involves in risk management, because risk management is basically the top, the kingpin, and it manages all that stuff. And then they have individual things that you have to learn how to do them. And but that's hot in demand. Risk management is the up and coming cyber pathway, where it's not really technical. It's actually pretty much non-technical, but you have to understand the technical part, so you can be a bridge and communicate the technicalities between two parties. So you'll have IT, you'll have the physical people, maybe, depending on what field, and then you're the bridge between them and the stakeholders. Now the stakeholders is very, very important, the ones that are making the decisions at the top. You have to be able to relate to them and keep everybody harmonized on what your goal is, to manage the risk. And so I think I love risk management. And I love teaching it. I love learning it. It's so fascinating, and it's a necessity. Okay, and if your company doesn't have one yet, can guarantee you your company will have one if it's a medium to large size company soon, because risk management is blowing up. So that's the second option in my school. So you can go risk management, and what you're doing is you're learning the ins and outs and ins of all that for the last 3 months, top of your technical skills, right? So with these, you can get entry level jobs, right? Depending on your experience. If let's say you were electrical technician for 10 years and you're sick of it, you want to advance your career in cyber, this would be perfect for you, because you can still keep your job. You can go in the night, take the classes, get your certs, right? And then also get some hands-on practical training. And then when you're ready to graduate in 9 months, you can move right into that cyber position if it's available in your company, or it's available anywhere, right? You can move into an entry level, or whatever, maybe even a little bit more. my goal is to make it affordable. So it's going to be, I'm trying to make it the most affordable in Idaho Falls because it's a small school that I'm looking at I've been looking at some properties, and I found one that's about 400 square feet. So it's not going to be a huge school. I could probably do 10, 15 students at a time. Um, so with that being said, it's not going to be a big school. So you're going to get hands-on training. Also, like I said, it's hopefully it's going to be funded by workforce training. If you, it's good for people that, like, if you want to get entry level, and you want to you want to switch fields, then you can still keep, like I said, keep your job and go to school in the night. What happens is you get your certs, okay, and that's just everybody. The whole industry loves CompTIA certs, right? And another thing is you can go get those certs on your own, but um, you're not going to have an instructor to guide you. You're not going to learn practical skills and actually hands-on to go with the knowledge, right? So it gives you the knowledge and says, hey, I know my stuff, but look, the school says that yes, I can actually do it physically and practically as well. um, and it also just gives you, clear of mind, so you just know, I've done this before. I have done this before. It's no problem. I can do it in any scenario. It's going to be different for different scenarios, but I can still do it practically. um, Also, at the end of the course, so it's broken up into three segments. So if you go for 3 months and you get your certification, you get your security plus, great. You don't have to do the next one if you don't want to. But if you want to advance in that, you can get approval from workforce training, or if you could just get private loans and pay for it yourself. Want to make it affordable. You can do the second phase. It builds on the first one, and then you can get another network certification. We help you. You learn hands-on skills. It's great skills that you're going to need out in the field, right? Then your third one, we can do that at the end. If you've done the 9 month program and you pass and you have all three, you get a diploma. So I can pass out diplomas actually. I can't pass out degrees because it's workforce training, right? But I can give you a diploma saying that yes, you've completed all this, and it's gonna be either in risk management and governance, or whatever. I have to think about what the proper name's gonna be, or it's gonna be in ethical hacking and cyber defense. And you'll have your diploma, get your foot in the door for companies, and you just take it from there. And then you can go back to school. You can just stay there. And you can just work your way up in a company. That's what I would recommend. If you want to go to school and learn some higher learning, you can do that too. But like I said, there's no transfer credits. It's just practical workforce training knowledge, but it's focusing on cybersecurity. Okay, so that's my idea, and I'm moving forward with it. I've left messages with the workforce training school. I have about half of my curriculum already written and done, and this is stuff that I have done myself practically. I'm not writing curriculum, just imagining things. This is stuff that I already have built, and I've troubleshooted, and I've worked through it, and it works, and it's got problems that I can throw in there and test my students. So I already have about half of the curriculum done for everything. So I'm on my way. It's going to take me about 6 more months to get this physically going, but it should be my school should be up and running by the end of the year or early next year. So like I said, I really don't know if it's going to be a night school. I would like to, or if it's going to be a daytime school. Um, right now, I'm a full time instructor um, for a local college here in Idaho Falls, but my contract is going to be ending here soon in the fall. So this is why I'm now going, okay, now I need to jump on this idea I've been working on for 10 years. And I've already got the place that I want to rent. I've already got my LLC put in for the name. I got to get the banners and the equipment and all that, but I'm trying to get grants and stuff. So workforce training, I need to get that. That's my next step, and see if I can get approved for them. So our local Department of Labor actually pays for and sends people to my school to learn. And like I said, it's going to be affordable. It's not going to be $50,000 a year, $50,000. trying to keep it under 8 grand, right? And your average workforce training program is about 10, 15,000 for something like that for that long, right? It's even less, like for 6 months, 15 grand. Um, and I don't think there's anything like what I'm trying to do here in Idaho Falls for workforce training. I don't think there's anything because I don't think that um, a lot of these schools have my experience, right? As I was a practical, hands-on person for many years as an electrical engineering technician. Then I got into software engineering, and then now I'm into cyber. I don't think there's too many people that have that hands-on baseline, which is great. And then went into software and all that, multifaceted like I am. So I don't think that there probably isn't too many one instructors that can teach all three of those practically, right? And if there is, I'm sure there is, but they're surely not uh, creating programs and trying to start schools for people to get them jobs. So yeah, if you're in Idaho Falls and you're local here in Idaho Falls, and you're wanting to get into cyber, kind of like what my channel is about, but you want to actually get hands-on practical instruction from me, or maybe if I hire another instructor, you need to look into the Cyber Defense Institute here in Idaho Falls that I'm going to be creating. It's going to be off the hook. It's going to be really fun, really practical, really exciting, and it will get you jobs, right? Because you're going to be getting taught to get cert, talk practical skills. Um, you will get that entry level job if it's available, right? If there's but like I said, cybersecurity is so booming right now. Um, I mean, there's so many positions open across the nation that your chances of getting a job in this field are great, and um, it's blowing up exponentially because we have slumps that go like this in industries and fields, you know. But the reality of it is that cybersecurity is always going to be there, and it's not going to be replaced by AI because AI can give you frameworks. AI can like pop out something on policies and procedures and whatnot, but you have to understand your company, who you're working for. You have to understand their needs for the policies and procedures. The AI doesn't know that. You can pop it in there; it's still going to give you something that you have to verify um, to do your job. So cybersecurity is so custom to each and individual company, no matter what. And they're all using maybe NIST and all that, but they're using those as guidelines if they're a good company. And you have actually a cybersecurity team that knows what they're doing. They're not just going taking NIST and going one for one on NIST and saying, okay, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. That's waste of time, backwards. Um, Hopefully they're using it as a guideline. So they're taking the NIST and they're saying, okay, like what is our company first and foremost, based off our inventory, based off of our what field we're in, what our vulnerabilities are, our major vulnerabilities, and things like that. Once you get all that, then you create your policies and procedures, and then you go and see what NIST says to do about those. But a lot of companies are doing them backwards. They're taking one for one, and then I don't know what they're doing. It's a waste of time, money, and the reason why they do that is because a lot of the companies are just trying desperately to get a hold to get in front of cybersecurity issues, like especially risk management, and policies and procedures. They're just trying to get ahead of it, and they're just trying to do whatever they can. They don't really understand the ins and outs of ins of all of it. um, First, they don't understand what how it works first, and what are the best strategies and techniques and everything, and then go and look for guidance, right? So like I said, it's all custom. They don't understand how custom each cybersecurity risk management program has to be. It's all custom, and um, yeah. So that's my spiel on that. But anyways, so like I said, we're gonna do great things. I'm taking baby steps because how do you climb a mountain? One step at a time. How does an ant eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? So I'm making little moves. I'm getting it going, but eventually we're gonna have something great here for the locals or non-locals. You want to come out of state and train? Hey, fine. But for the locals in Idaho Falls to do something game changing, right? To get some skills that are game changing, right? And you know probably move into those management fields once you hit that scene with your practical knowledge and experience from the school that I plan on creating. Start off showing what you could do and move into those management fields. So, all right, that was Michael Lopez. That was my Cyber Defense Institute um, spiel, and I'm just getting you guys ready. You guys are my viewers. I'm getting you guys ready. I know some of you guys are local. Um, you know, get prepared because I'm going to open this school and it's going to be state of the art. I'm not going to go, you know, it's not going to look cheap or anything. I'm going to get the modern technology, modern computers, desks, everything I can to get this sucker up and running to where it's practical, right? And you're going to set up the network and everything. So, all right, that was it. This is Hack the File. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and you're going to get more updates on the Cyber Defense Institute. This is just my first video. I'm going to be taking another video of the actual raw space that I have to show you where it's at, where it's going to start, to what it looks like now, because it's just basically it's got paint on the floor and stuff. I got to get all that up, and then we'll do a step by step of me building it and making it little by little look great. And we're gonna take a journey together, and eventually I'm gonna have it all done, and I'm gonna show you guys. Okay, so that's my next series, is the Cyber Defense Institute series. So just stay posted, and I'm gonna make another video today on something that a couple of you guys wanted me to do. So I'm gonna do another video today too. So I don't know. Stay posted, subscribe, get people to subscribe, and keep up with the Cyber Defense Institute. See you next time. Enjoy.